on this poem. I should say something about, it's actually based here in the Southland at a factory that I worked in when I was, 18, I guess I was 18. And they made PCBs there for use in capacitors. This was about 6 years before PCBs were outlawed. And then I happened to see an article in Harper's that was called "Why the Hudson River Will Never Run Clean," and it talked about the effect of pollution by their PCBs there, and I kind of merged the two. It's called Anime. Anyone from the river valley knows the signs posted at the docks and on the banks. Do not consume. And the black icon, no fish in particular, but the shadow of all fish. You remember those signs, but maybe not Anime. She lived in the valley all her life. When she was young, people looked at her freckled arms and fair skin, slight, but what guys called stacked. A real head-turner with light, serious eyes. She worked at the GE plant on the river bluffs, where everyone in town worked at some point, but she stuck with it, and they promoted her to lead lady in the pouring room. By then, she was no knockout, past beauty, just something to know about her, and for us girls to ponder. Those were the days when they used PCBs in everything, from radios to guided missiles, and GE dumped the tailings in the river. Only young women worked the pouring room, I don't know why, and Anime worked the cauldron, controlled the thickness and pace of the solution. Well, she was lead lady for a reason, always steady, no one flighty could keep the line going the way she did. One time, the chemist came down to watch, and I heard one of them say, "This shit is gold." So excited because they developed the mixture themselves. After that, one girl would turn to the next and say, "This shit is gold," with an edge, and we laughed and played looks like, smells like, at break, like amber, like hardpan, like honey, like gasoline, like cloves with steel shavings mixed in. And once, Anime lifted her head and said, "Like a mouthful of coins," close enough to taste with each breath as she bent to control the speed. Anime died a long time ago. Goblin molecules rode into her blood. She turned yellow, but worked almost up to the last, and then Phyllis took over. Her big gray husband came in and faced us, and for once they let the line stop. Anime loved all you girls like her own, because we couldn't have none. We bowed our heads until Phyllis turned the machine back on. Now, all these years later, I remember Anime when I walk past those signs down by the river. Fish circle slowly in the dark musculature of the water, drifting close to the surface, as if they could swim into air and be healed.